Okay, in this video I'm going to talk to you about the Drift Limits Stunt Driving Thrill Experience session. Unfortunately, there's not really any video footage of the day, just kind of talking to you about kind of what to expect and what it's like. I'll explain a bit more about that after the intro. So big thanks to Ed, who you've seen featured on the channel before. He treated me to this stunt driving thrill experience for my birthday, and it was actually a really good time. So the actual experience itself lasts for an hour. I couldn't get any video footage. Well, it's not I didn't get any video footage really, because part of these kind of experience days is there's lots of add-ons. So you had to pay an extra £30 if you wanted to have like a GoPro attached to the helmet and other stuff. So obviously they're not looking for you to record things yourself for your own pleasure, and you can't go past the barriers, so it's very difficult to get any footage. There's a little bit of an overlay that I'll do. I think you can see me doing a handbrake turn from a very long distance away. But that aside, if you're thinking about kind of doing one of these experience days, I really recommend the stunt driving for an experience. Basically what's happening, you're using some old but well used Mazda MX-5s, and they're perfect for this job. And basically you kind of spend your hour with an instructor doing a few different maneuvers. First things you start off with is learning how to do a really nice handbrake turn. You basically got two different types of handbrake turn that you can do with them. One is, I guess, a smoother one, which they would kind of say is a bit more like you'd see used in the Italian job, and then the other one, which is a little bit more kind of brutal, is kind of the Fast and Furious kind of style. So I stuck with the Fast and Furious style, which basically you're just, hammering it along, dip the clutch, hang on the handbrake, spin it round, and then kind of power off again. Really enjoyed doing that and seemed relatively natural. In the cars that I use, they removed the little button on the end of the handbrake, which means there's no chance of someone kind of getting the handbrake stuck on, so that's quite good. As I mentioned, the cars are quite well used, so the gearbox can take a little bit of manoeuvring to kind of get where you want to, but once you get that under control, it's pretty good. Once you've spent some time kind of mastering that, then you move on to the handbrake turn into a parking space. I really enjoyed this. This was definitely challenging, to try and get into that spot. Thankfully there's no cars either side of you when you're doing that. There's actually a parking space kind of marked on the ground, and you're obviously accelerating and trying to park into there. So I got the hang of that quite quickly. One of the things that was most tricky about it actually was to be pointing 100% 180 from where you came in that parking space. Often I was slightly off angle, but towards the end I found if I was just a little bit looser on the steering wheel after doing the handbrake turn, then it would kind of correct itself and I get a really nice 180 position right in the parking space. So that was pretty cool. Wouldn't say I feel confident enough yet to do that between two cars, but yeah, it was really kind of good doing that. Then once you've finished kind of mastering that, again, that's just like a progression, obviously from the standard handbrake turn, but just with some precision involved. And then we moved on to something that I really enjoyed, was the J-turn. So the J-turn was my most favourite kind of manoeuvre of the day. Now what's involved in the J-turn, if you're not familiar, this is when you're reversing back and then you kind of spin the car 180 and then continue driving off in the other direction as smoothly as you can. It's a very kind of smooth looking manoeuvre from the outside when done well, but actually when you're doing it, it's very chaotic. So basically you're accelerating back as fast as you can, you're then wrenching on the steering wheel to kind of spin the car the other way whilst tapping the brake to kind of generate that jerk, and then you're going from reverse into first and then when the car's done that kind of 180 and you're lined up, then you kind of go away. Really enjoyed doing that. I spent quite a while doing lots of those because I just really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's my favourite kind of part of the day. Then to finish up, you switch to another car that has a locked diff on it, just to make things a bit easier during the session. And then you kind of go to a circular area that they wet, for you to practice donuts and just, a continual kind of a drifting donut going round and round and round. And this is actually what I found most difficult. I think I've got about 2 kind of relatively decent ones. Other times I either kind of had some oversteer issue, or I would just kind of spin on the spot as opposed to a nice finessed moving around. So that's something that I would be interested in going back there again and doing more of their drifting experience to try and kind of master that manoeuvre a bit more. But yeah, the whole thing was really good. And one of the other things I did see there that I might be interested in after being happy with that hour's experience, depending on the cost, is they have an F1000 car that it's like a mini Formula 1 car, and you can do, I don't know how many laps it is, but a certain amount of laps of their larger racetrack up there. So we'll be interested in doing that single-seater experience in the future. But yeah, definitely recommend, if you're interested in doing something at Drift Limits, then I really recommend the stunt driving thrill course, and the drifting experience looked pretty good from what I was looking at as well. Wasn't that bothered about some of the supercar experiences. Obviously, I'm fortunate enough that I have my Lotus Evora 400. They have one of those there for people to drive as well. People giving good feedback about it. But yeah, much more interested in those kind of experiences you can't necessarily have on the open roads. If you've had a Drift Limits experience day and you had the same or differing thoughts, please feel free to leave a comment below. Help other people make more informed decisions. Much appreciated.
Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.